It's funny because I actually was a bit nervous to start making talking videos because I always thought I really wasn't articulate. But a lot of people on here do seem to enjoy hearing me talk and find it interesting, but also have the impression that that has come from the fact that I read a lot, or like maybe from stuff I've studied. Although I'm sure that that does have a part to play in it, I actually don't think that that is why I like speak about the things that I speak about and I'm able to speak about things I think about. And I just want to talk a bit about what I think you can do to like improve your philosophizing. And my ultimate thing that I think has helped me and is the reason why I have these conversations and I'm like even able to express these thoughts is from having real life conversations and talking to people. And I mean that in a few ways. So first of all is the most obvious way, and that is just simply that this is usually what I talk about with my friends. And although I do think that reading and studying is important, I think people underestimate how actually like how fantastic it is to then discuss those things with people and to actually have like dialogues and conversations about these things. Like a lot of my friends do read philosophy, although a lot of them don't, and I find that like reading philosophy and studying philosophy is like not even half of the whole picture. Like truly, I think I have learned so much from speaking to people and from having conversations about the things I've read and from like having my ideas challenged and my perceptions of things challenged and hearing other ideas and stuff. I just think people really underestimate how much we can learn from other people, and not even people who necessarily are like teachers or mentors, but even people who don't know that much about the subject. Like I said, I have friends who don't read philosophy, but I still speak to them about things that I've read or things that I find interesting, and like hearing the things that they say back are so interesting. And I feel like if anything, they can provide really unique challenges or like fill in blind spots that I've missed. And yeah, I just genuinely think I learned so much from talking to my friends. But I think another thing that not a lot of people, I don't think, really put much emphasis on nowadays, maybe, at least from like what I've seen. I think society nowadays really pushes hyper individualism, and I feel like one of the things that we've lost is hanging out with people who are wildly different from us, but I specifically mean age, to be honest. I have learned so much from speaking to people in different age groups to me, and like like for example, the main people I spent time with last summer was my best friend and her 70-year-old Iranian dad and his best friend. Like literally the gang last summer was just these two Iranian older men who we would hang out with. And another one of my friends as well who lives in Morocco and is Moroccan came to visit us. And then he joined the group as well, and it was so fantastic because like obviously like in school I'd only really hang out with people my age, people who are in the same environment as me, grow up in the same town, go to the same school, and have had very similar life experiences to me. And now as an adult, I think what I think would have helped me so much when I was young, to be honest, is speaking to people who are just wildly different and have had crazy different life experiences to me. And also not just older people, but younger people as well. I work with kids for my job, and genuinely I feel like kids are so fantastic. I really think you can learn so much from children, and I think having dialogues with these people as equals, like not just feeling like I'm a mentor to these children, but actually being open to learning from the kids as well. And similarly, when we would hang out with my friend's dad, I felt like he really treated us, he would give us a lot of space to talk as well, and we would discuss a lot of like philosophical topics, but very openly, and it was like a very open conversation, and it didn't feel like anyone was like teaching anyone necessarily. I think another thing is being very receptive to listen as well. That's something that I definitely struggled with. I had really bad issues with pride growing up. I literally thought I was the cleverest person in the world, and I just wasn't really open to hearing opinions that weren't my own. And that's something that I'm so glad I've gotten over, because I honestly really love listening to people who don't have the same opinions as me and have taken different things from the same like books we've read, and people who have not studied things or read things to the same level that I have as well. Like I've said, I have friends who don't study philosophy and don't read philosophy, but when I ask them philosophical questions, I really do want to hear what they have to say. And I just feel like you can learn so much from people and from conversation, and you can also like really consolidate things you've learned in conversation. You can analyze, you can critique ideas, you can critique your ideas. And I really think my ability to present my ideas, as well as the fact that I even have such strong ideas and opinions about things, is from the fact that I've surrounded myself with people that talk so much about this sort of stuff. I think another thing is experiencing stuff. I remember I saw a TikTok that was talking about fashion, and it was saying how like the best fashion girls are experiencing things and learning things, and how fashion isn't just like, you can't just go on TikTok and search up like fashion tips, like you have to actually live. And I think that is really important as well to stuff like philosophy and just like life in general, of course. But I don't think that it's useful to just read loads and learn loads and like watch loads of video essays and stuff. I think you also have to let yourself experience life and, you know, go on a walk and don't think at all about philosophy or whatever big question is burning you. Just go on a walk and try not to think about anything and allow it to allow it to process in the background and just like listen to what people are trying to tell you. Really like be open to ideas that are like different from your own. And I think what really has helped is realizing that even if someone's opinions are different, their feelings are often the same. Like, we're all human, and what is the thing that is driving them to have reached that conclusion? And like, I don't know, man. But yeah, that is my advice, and that is why I think. Another thing is also like, I am not that well educated. I did do very well in school, but I have no idea how, because I was a serial skipper. Like, I was not in school, and I dropped out of university after 2 months. So just know, like, but yeah, be super open to talking to everyone. Like, literally chat with everybody. Like, it can be small talk, it can be like asking a burning question. Ignore how mini micro this fringe is, it will drop, I swear. But my best friend has this habit of asking would you rathers to everybody. Like, we will be on a jam-packed train and everyone's tired and she'll turn to the person next to us and she'll be like, I don't know, I remember one time we were like going on holiday and we had all our suitcases and we were looking crusty, and she turned to this guy next to us in like a suit and she was like, oh, would you rather like lose a limb or have like $1 million? I can't even remember, but it was some crazy question, but he was so amused and we struck up a conversation with him. And I just feel like there's so much you can learn, even from small interactions with people that aren't to do with philosophy. Like, okay, ignoring the fringe, I popped off. It's been so long since I've done a blowout. But yeah, to finish off, basically, I think it is so important to talk to loads of people and to also have conversations and have life experiences that are centered around life and being present and being human. And I feel like so much of my learning comes from that. And that is why I think I have the ideas that I have. Oh, I can't deal. I need this fringe to drop. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I think that is why I have the ideas that I have, and I think that is why I'm able to communicate them, and that is my ultimate advice. Like, honestly, read books if you'd like, get a degree, probably should. I should take that advice. But for me, I think what it boils down to is just that I've spoken to so many people and I speak to so many people, and I think I've experienced quite a lot. And I also just spend a lot of time alone, spend a lot of time in nature. Yeah, that is my advice.